Alright, we're going to solve a triple integral today, and our triple, I'm doing good at talking, is this. Make sure you copy down the order of integration correctly, because it can change a little bit depending on how you solve the problem. So, we're going to work on, this first. Let me choose a different color. This integral, which is pretty sweet because there's no y in here, so we really don't have to integrate anything. I'm just going to copy this over. I mean, we have to add a y. You'll see in a second. So now we have 6xz, and then we add a y because that's what happens. You're treating 6xz as a constant, and when you integrate a constant, you have to add the actual variable. And then we're going to integrate that from 0 to x plus z, and then you tack on the rest here. So now we integrate. We'll rewrite this like that, and we have to substitute this all equals, these are your y's, so wherever there's a y in here you have to substitute in your limits. So 6xz stays the same, and the top limit is x plus z, and then minus the bottom, which would be 6xz times 0 dydxdz, and this cancels out. And we'll go to the next line, copy this over again, and we're left with this. If you want to distribute, that's cool, yo. Plus 6xz squared dydz. Okay. So now we're working on this integral, dx. So all of these are x's. First, we have to integrate our function here in terms of x. So wherever there's an x, you integrate. Everything else is a constant, so we can pull out the 6z as a constant, and then to integrate the x squared, you get x cubed over 3. Then we integrate this part, because you can really break this up into two integrals if you want, but just keep it in the same problem, it's fine. 6z squared, and then the x becomes x squared over 2, and we integrate that from 0 to 2, and we're changing all our x's and solving for them, like so. Okay, next line, now we actually plug them in. So our top integral, our top limit is 2, so we get 6z 8 over 3 plus 6z squared times, what do we have, 4 over 2 minus our bottom limit, which is 0, so we get 6z 0 thirds plus 6z squared times 0 halves dz. So this cancels, and we're left with 6 times 8 is 48 thirds z plus 6 times 2, which is 12 z squared dz. So now we're on our last integral, and we have to integrate it now. So all we're left with is z's, which is really good. If you're not left with one single variable at the end, you probably messed up somewhere. So go back and check that out. So now we're going to take, we might be able to reduce this, but I don't, this is just me thinking, you know. But what we're going to do is just, 48 thirds times z squared over 2 plus z cubed over 3 from 0 to 1. Alright. Okay. Now we plug that in for our whole function here, and we get 48 over 3 times 1/2 plus 12 times 1/3 minus, this is all 1. So now we do the bottom limit, and we get 48 thirds over 0 halves plus 12 times 0 thirds. So those cancel out, and we're left with 24 thirds plus 12 over 3, which is 4. And we can reduce this again, which is 8 plus 4 equals 12. Boom shakalaka.